Hi, my name is James Shepard with CC BizPro, and we are recruiting a sales partner team in Canada. It is an exciting time to be in merchant services in Canada. And so today I want to talk to you about the Code of Conduct. Now, I know that sounds like the most boring title for a video ever, but I'm here to tell you that if you are selling payment processing in Canada, you want to understand the Code of Conduct. Very, very important, and something that you can use as a huge opportunity to actually make sales. All right, so let me give you, I think there's 10 elements to the Code of Conduct. I'm just going to give you the top three, the first three elements of the Code of Conduct. The Code of Conduct is basically a regulatory instrument that was put in place by the government a few years back to kind of regulate the merchant services industry and really just help small business owners so that they're not taken advantage of by payment processing companies. There's like a flood of credit card processing companies, many of them from the States, that are coming into Canada to sell merchant services. So the government wanted to kind of regulate that a little bit, and so they created the Code of Conduct. So let me just give you the three elements of the Code of Conduct that I think every salesperson in Canada needs to fully understand, okay? Number one is every merchant is entitled to a clear and simple credit card processing or merchant services statement, okay? So every merchant is allowed to get access basically to fees and to information. Also kind of part of that is that the agreement that they sign in Canada, you want to make sure that you're actually, they want to have a copy of their agreement. They want to make sure basically that people are doing things the right way, that they're communicating with clients. So if you're dealing with a client and they say, well, I don't have a credit card processing statement, they're actually required by law, by regulation, to be able to get a credit card processing statement. So they can always contact their current processor and request a statement. And again, that processor is required by law basically to provide them with that statement. And in Canada, that's not really a big issue because again, because of the Code of Conduct, pretty much every merchant out there is getting a monthly statement from their current processor. And that's a good thing for you, because you need that statement so you can go back and work up an analysis and show them what you can save them, both in processing fees, but also if you're on our program, we offer free equipment, free terminals, and so you can also show them how much you can save them in the area of equipment, okay? So the element number one of the Code of Conduct is every merchant is entitled to a clear and simple credit card processing statement. Okay, the number two element in the Code of Conduct, the number two element is notice of changes. Every merchant every processor, I should say, is required to provide 90 days notice to a merchant when they're going to change the rates, okay? So if a credit card processing company or a bank, when they sell someone and that person signs the rate agreement, the schedule of fees they call it, and you have all these different rates on here, the fees that you're gonna pay. If they decide that they want to change any of those fees, the merchant has to be notified within 90 days. Now, normally that notification is going to come on the bottom of their credit card processing statement. So unfortunately, many small business owners will not even notice that that has been there, but it'll be on about 3 statements in a row. So at the very bottom of the statement, so when they hand you a statement, one thing that you always want to check for is look at the bottom and see if there's any rate changes coming up within 90 days or 60 days or 30 days. They're going to have those listed usually on the statement that says on this day this rate is going to increase, okay? So any changes or rate increases, the merchant has to be notified of that. Now again, that's very important for you making a sale, and I'm going to give you the first way right now and then the second way, okay? Number one, that's important because it gives you an opportunity to show the merchant, hey, look, your current company, not only can we beat the rates that they're charging you now, but hey, look at these rates that they're increasing. So here we're offering you to lower your rates. Your current company is basically saying, yeah, we're going to increase your rates, okay? Obviously, that's not a good thing. And so, you can use that to your advantage by just, when they give you the statement, look at the bottom and see if there's any rate increases, because again, because of the Code of Conduct, element 2, every processor and bank, they're required to provide prior notice to their merchants when they're going to increase rates. Now, in the last one, element number 3, I'm going to talk to you there about a really, really important way that you can actually make a lot of sales. Element number 3 in the code of conduct is really a great opportunity for you if you can learn how to leverage it, okay? Now, let me explain what the element is, then I'll talk about how you can leverage it to make more sales. Element number 3 basically states that if a merchant has been given a price increase from their processor, then they have 90 days where they can cancel without penalty. They can cancel without penalty, okay? So, if they want to, cancel their service and go to your service, they can do that without any cancellation fees, provided that it's within 90 days of their current company doing a rate increase. Now, let me talk about several ways that you can leverage this, okay? Number 1, if you walk into a business, they give you a statement, let's say they're with Moneris, and at the bottom you see a rate increase is coming in 1 month. Well, you can, one of the objections that you're going to get from people is, I'm in a contract, I can't switch because I'm in a contract. Now, of course, that's not true. You can always switch them. It's just a matter of coming up with the money to pay their early termination fee of their contract. But if you look at that statement and see that, oh, wow, there's going to be a rate increase in 30 days, you can say, look, 30 days from now, you're going to be free to cancel. You'll have 90 days to switch to somebody else. So this is a great time for you to try out our service, okay? So the number 1 way that you can use it is to overcome the objection of, I'm in a contract, I can't cancel, okay? Number 2, and this is really, really important, as you're out there in the field prospecting, the reality of our business, if you really want to be successful, you're probably out there in the field every single day walking into 15 or 20 businesses a day. So you're walking in. Now, of course, out of those 20 businesses, you might only have one of them that's going to buy your service, right? Because many of them you didn't even talk to the owner, you had to go back. They said no, they said they didn't want to switch, they're with their bank, they're in a contract, whatever it is, you weren't able to sell them, so now you have this prospect that you weren't able to sell. Well, what do you do with them? What do you do with that information? Well, always, in Canada, always make sure that you ask them, who are you currently processing with? And again, it's normally going to be one of 5 major banks that they're processing with. There's other processors, of course, but the majority, 8 out of 10 are going to be with probably one of the 5 major banks. So make sure you ask them which processor they're with, then make sure you're recording that information. Vitally important. Now, we actually offer a CRM database for free to our salespeople. We use Podio. It's an international database system that works great, highly customizable. You can go into that system and you can enter a new prospect. So what you do is you enter the prospect in there, you put which processor they're currently with, okay? Very important you have that name in there, okay? Now, here's what you do. Let's say 3 or 4 months down the road, you walk into a business, they give you a statement with Moneris. And at the bottom of the Moneris statement, you see a rate increase is coming, which means everybody who is with Moneris can cancel without penalty for 90 days. Well, what are you going to do next? Most of you are already a couple steps ahead of me, right? You're going to pull up your CRM database. You're going to sort by all the prospects that I haven't sold that are with Moneris, and I'm going to walk back into all those businesses and say, hey, maybe you take a picture of the statement that you get, don't get the fees in there, but just the section about the increased fees, and maybe you take a picture of that or do a photocopy, and you walk into all the other businesses and just hand them that and say, hey, I just wanted to stop by. Obviously I'm in this for the long haul. I'm trying to help local small business owners. I wanted to make sure of 2 things. I want to make sure you noticed that on your statement it may say that you're going to have a rate increase because one of my clients, Bob over at XYZ Company, he's with Moneris and he got a rate increase. Okay? So I want to make sure you knew that there was a rate increase coming, and secondly, I wanted to make sure that you knew that you could cancel your service within 90 days to take advantage of our lower rates and our free terminals. So this would be really a great time for you to try out our service. I think you would really, really like it. Okay? So that's how you can really use this code of conduct to help you, is track who they're with, find out when those people are increasing rates, and then you've got basically a 90-day holiday without contracts where you can switch people to your service. My name is James Shepard. Thanks so much for watching this video today, and make sure you check out our website, ccsalespro.ca, to learn more about joining our sales team.